Hello, good evening, and welcome back. The far right won't help the white working class, but Muslims can. From the Metro by Sheikh Jafir Ladak, Friday 15th July 2019, 10:02 a.m. Obviously, he uses a photo of Tommy Robinson here to get clicks. Not because he's far right, because no one would be that disingenuous at the Metro. So say, as British Muslim communities become more embedded in the UK with each generation, their concerns are naturally becoming more UK-centric. He disproves that, but we'll read on, because he does have a good point, and if what he says can actually work, then I'm in full support of him, and bloody hell, do it. Do it. Because at the moment, of course, if you read through the Quran and the Hadiths, then you notice that there is a tax that non-Muslims have to pay to Muslims because they are not a Muslim. But if we can change that and say, actually, these non-Muslims are deserving of your charity because they are poor and they are also people, and it is Britain first. Hang on. I don't think they'd like that phrasing. But it's England first, it's the UK first. Your country is paramount. Then they will actually give charity to people not based on religion, and they will happily give money to non-Muslims. In which case, that's fine. We can have different religions, seeing as Islam is here to stay. Whether you like it or loathe it, it seems to be that it's going to stay. In which case, if we can have a form of Islam that is congruent and agrees with English values, then I don't see the problem. You can be yourself and belong to whatever group you want to, if that's religion, if you want to be Christian, Jew, Muslim, or if you want to be emo or punk, whatever you want to be. If you want to try and be Victorian or Amish, whatever you want to be, you can be that, if it's still the country first. Whereas this is not the case with the Muslim communities that he mentions willingly. He says, there is simply not enough empathy amongst Muslims for the white working class. Changing this may rescue the relationship between the next generation of white working class families and the Muslim community. If you can do this, do it. I encourage you. Inexcusably, there are 3.7 million children living in poverty in the UK. Cuts to free school meals have only made things worse, leading conditions described as Victorian and threadbare. Many of those children can no longer afford school meals, leading to some school kids even stealing food. I'd be interested to know how the families got in that position in the first place, if we can hold anybody accountable for their own actions instead of wanting the government to step in. But, okay. Because I wouldn't go as far as to say taxation is theft, but when you're forcefully taking money from somebody in order to give it to somebody else, there's a fine line between that and a mugging, I suppose. So, he says the recruitment opportunity is not lost on the far right, who, according to government counter-extremism officials, are infiltrating children's charities with an anti-Islam agenda. Well, Islam isn't compatible with the UK, so you've got to reform it. I think that's widely agreed upon, that's understood. I don't think that's a controversial thing. I'm not saying Muslims, I'm saying Islam. But then again, according to Jacob Rees-Mogg of all people, that just criticising Islam is Islamophobic, which they want to make a hate crime, or at least a hate incident. I said, well, that means we got to be Muslims, all of us, because by saying, I don't believe in Allah, or don't think Islam's correct, then you're criticising it negatively, and that's illegal. Yeah, not criticising Muslims, but Islam the ideology. So that's why I'm working with some of the largest Muslim-led charities in Britain and launching a fund, especially for those children. We're funding school dinners for the poorest and putting our compatriots, not our co-religionists, first. Good. Because, he does say, Muslim philanthropy, although greater than in any other faith community, I mean, that's probably due to the destruction of the faith, is often focused on their fellow Muslims abroad, not their fellow Brits at home. So you can see then, if they're gaining money, I mean, you've got 80% of the Bangladeshi immigrants not working and on welfare, considering that you don't have to wait the 26 weeks after quitting work in order to receive benefits if you leave on religious reasons, like working with someone of a different sex, handling alcohol, handling pork, like that, then you can get on benefits straight away. But apparently we're an Islamophobic, xenophobic, racist country. No, we're very anti-racist, to our detriment. So it says that the help the fund can provide is sorely needed. By and large, the far right's membership in Britain is not made up of social media celebrities like Tommy Robinson or millionaire politicians like Nigel Farage. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt here, and say that he's saying that Tommy Robinson and Nigel Farage are not far right, because they're not. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. It's up to you if you want to as well. It is based on Britain's white working class, who suffer all the hardship of other minorities with almost none of the visibility. This kills it. This is amazing. Yes, indeed, exactly. With almost none of the visibility, because nobody cares about the white people, the straight white men of all people, they are going to be the hardest hit and nobody's going to care. They are the backbone of the economy, of the society, of the country. It is normally those people who were recruited by the army in order to protect the country, and yet now they want gays, Muslims, women, ethnic minorities for a £1.6 million recruitment advert. Yeah, and then snowflakes and selfie addicts. Oh dear. No wonder our point on the world stage isn't as admirable as it used to be. However, just as Muslims insist on recognising the complex factors leading to some of their own being radicalised, we must have a nuanced understanding of far-right recruitment. Charity begins at home, especially when you're sharing it with people who are being told to hate you. I think they just disagree with Islam. Although there are many impoverished Muslim communities in Britain, they are often stronger than the wide working class in other ways like family and social support. We can definitely learn from the people like this because England used to be like this. This makes it even more painful when hungry white families see British Muslims raising hundreds of millions of pounds of charity each year and sending almost all of it abroad. You're damn right. But I'll wrap it up soon. It's saying this can be an important part of how the UK's Muslims can improve their connections with their fellow Brits, even included those whose circumstances may predispose them to Islamophobia. Right. There are historical precedents for this going back to the beginning of Islam and the Prophet Muhammad's life. When the Muslims were a persecuted minority in Mecca, they responded with dialogue and financial assistance, not anger and insults to those hostile to them. True, misleading, but true, because he was saying, yes, let's just be calm and rational about this. Okay, guys, I know you want to fight, but let's not fight them, because we haven't got the numbers. Once we have the numbers and can take them on physically, we will do, but for now, let's not. So then once they had the numbers and could take them on physically, they did. He was true to his word. Wow. Yeah, so it's a side of Islam not all Brits have seen up close before, and one that Tommy Robinson would prefer remains veiled. Not at all. He's all for incorporating people into England if they want to put Britain first. But the Quran teaches Muslims to repel evil by that which is better, and then the one who is hostile to you will become as a devoted friend. They also tell you to strike infidels at the neck where you find them, including atheists, Jews and Christians. So, you know, if you're going to focus on this bit instead, that's good, and I would encourage you to do so. So, anyway, that's it for now. Let me know what you think below. If this will actually be feasible and possible, if you are supportive of the idea, or if you think that Islam is not reconcilable at all, and that saying that Islam is currently going through a phase of which the Spanish Inquisition did with Roman Catholicism a few hundred years ago, if you're saying that's a false equivalency, then do let me know. Obviously, Islam is a few hundred years behind in its advancements, and saying that any future technology is bad, except for, of course, the writing of the Quran itself, because Muhammad didn't do that, and therefore that would be a new thing and that wasn't okay, at which point the scholars then said, oh no, there were good inventions and there were bad inventions, and writing what he said is a good invention, even though that's nothing that Muhammad said. So the Quran itself goes against Islam. But anyway, so burning it is kind of doing what Muhammad would have wanted, but that's a discussion for another video. So thank you very much, let me know what you think below, and I will see you next time. Have a good one.